Myth: smoking marijuana causes permanent damage to the brain. Quote, long-term effects of using marijuana include burnout and permanent damage to thinking skills. Sindastar Fox Pro Media Anti-Drug Educational Pamphlet. Fact: marijuana use by adults, even long-term heavy use of the drug, has at most only a negligible residual impact on cognition and memory skills. Of all of the myths surrounding marijuana use, the allegation that smoking pot will cause permanent brain damage is the most pervasive, yet there is little to no scientific evidence to substantiate it. Unlike alcohol, marijuana use, even heavy use, appears to have at most only subtle effects on brain development. In 2009, investigators at San Diego State University and the University of California at San Diego reported, recent research has indicated that adolescent substance users show abnormalities on measures of brain functioning, which is linked to changes in neurocognition over time. Abnormalities have been seen in brain structure, volume, white matter quality, and activation to cognitive tasks, even in youth with as little as 1 to 2 years of heavy drinking and consumption levels of 20 drinks per month, especially if more than 4 or 5 drinks are consumed on a single occasion. Heavy marijuana users show some subtle anomalies too, but generally not the same degree of divergence from demographically similar non-using adolescents. Further, in adults, cannabis consumption is not associated with residual deficits in cognitive skills as measured by magnetic resonance imaging, neurocognitive performance testing, or functional magnetic resonance imaging. For example, Harvard Medical School researchers performed magnetic resonance imaging on the brains of long-term cannabis users, reporting a mean of 20,100 lifetime episodes of smoking in controls, subjects with no history of cannabis use. Imaging displayed no significant differences between heavy marijuana smokers compared to non-smokers. Additional clinical trials have reported similar results. An October 2004 study published in the journal Psychological Medicine examined the potential adverse effects of marijuana on cognition in monozygotic male twins. It reported an absence of marked long-term residual effects of marijuana use on cognitive abilities. Likewise, a 2002 clinical trial published in the Canadian Medical Association Journal determined marijuana does not have a long-term negative impact on global intelligence. Though a handful of studies have reported that current marijuana users sometimes score slightly lower than non-users on certain cognitive tests, these same studies also report that cannabis consumers score the same as non-users once they have abstained from the drug for several days or weeks. Notably, a 2001 study published in the journal Archives of General Psychiatry found that long-term cannabis smokers who abstained from the drug for 1 week showed virtually no significant differences from control subjects, those who had smoked marijuana less than 50 times in their lives, on a battery of 10 neuropsychological tests. Investigators further added former heavy users who had consumed little or no cannabis in the 3 months before testing also showed no significant differences from control subjects on any of these tests on any of the testing days. Far from damaging the brain, it appears that many of the active components in marijuana may, in some instances, actually be good for it. Scientific studies indicate that pot's ingredients can prevent against brain damage due to stroke, traumatic brain injury, and, ironically enough, alcohol poisoning. Recently, researchers at the University of Saskatchewan in Saskatoon, Canada, reported that the administration of synthetic cannabinoids in rats stimulated the proliferation of newborn neurons, nerve cells, in the hippocampus region of the brain. The results stunned investigators, who noted that virtually all other psychoactive substances, including alcohol, cocaine, nicotine, and opiates, suppress rather than promote neurogenesis. This is quite a surprise, team investigator Jia Zhang told the Canadian newspaper The Globe and Mail. Chronic use of marijuana may actually improve learning memory when the new neurons in the hippocampus can mature in 2 or 3 months.